Test prints and sample copies. So here is the process that you're going to go through in getting your first manufactured sample copy, which then, or first few, and once you approve them, is that's what you're going to get in 100, 1,000, or 10,000 copies. It's a plane going over overhead, which is part of the process. So the process will be is that once you have your quote, you can say, okay, I like this quote. I am now going to send you some files. Okay, and so you assemble your files in individual folders and zip them up and send them through email or whatever service is preferable. And then they will have it, and then you'll probably have to pay a few $100s, unfortunately, to get a manufacturer sample. So this isn't your prototypes that you're producing for like 50, 60 bucks. This is like a proper thing where they are emulating as closely as possible what is going to come out of the big giant printing presses and what's all assembled and shrink wrapped and all the bits put in, and you have like a plastic insert and all that kind of thing. I recommend a plastic insert. So yes, so once the files are done, then they will assemble a sample and send it to you. Now, what is really important to remember is that the assembled sample is not going to be what is put through the machines, so it is going to be like 95% the quality of what you would eventually get. And some of the more advanced finishes, like embossing, or like there's like a technique where you can get really, really shiny parts of the box. I can't exactly remember what it's called. Or like linen finish and stuff, those might not be included in your sample. So, and generally the sample copy, the colors are going to be a bit darker because it's not going to generally be treated or on the same card as goes through the big CMYK, which is sort of like colors, like printing press machines. I should know the phrase for what they're called. I'll remember it as soon as I finish the video. But yes, so it'll be a little bit darker. So keep that in mind when you're getting test prints and sample copies. And I would say 1,000% always get, whenever possible, plan to have at least 2 sample copies before you do a main run. Okay, the first one is just to see, like, does it even look good? Like, is everything fine? Be as critical as you can with that first copy, because I would say that the second sample copy, like, you already might even be up to, depending on the scale of your game, $800 in or something, or between 400 and 800. Just checking, like, does this look good? And you can end up doing infinite samples and tweaking things forever. But yeah, so my advice would be to, yes, like, absolutely check your samples and just really go over them super fine tooth comb. Get other people to look at them, play some test games with them. You never know what you might find. Just little things out of order and stuff like that. And then, yeah, with your penultimate copy, sorry, final prototype sample, final sample, manufactured sample. Anyway, you want that to be like as close as possible to the final thing. You can do a couple of minor tweaks after that final sample, unless you're doing 3 or 4 samples, you have the budget for that. But yes, you need to factor that cost in, because there is nothing worse than getting a board game back and there's like an error right on the front of the box, and you can see it and it's just staring you in the face, and you're like, how did I miss that? All right, because I just did 1 test copy and then just said, yeah, let's go ahead. True story. So yeah, that was way back in the start. Please keep hiring me. I'm not a mess. I'm not as much of a mess as I appear. So yes, so that's my advice. Get at least 2 samples, if possible, within your budget. Show them off to people as much as you can, and just be extremely heavy-handed with your manufacturer, just keeping in mind that there might be some differences with the eventual final product. So please put some questions, feedback, comments, that kind of thing, suggestions, links, whatever, down in the comments. And yeah, best of luck.